You have this notion of worship is also associated with music. And so, like, especially with the charismatic movement, there's a lot of spontaneous music as well as different styles of music, which are not the classical traditional styles of music. So you have tambourines, you have guitars, you have kind of drums. Like, yeah, it can seem like a rock band is playing, and then, like, especially if you come from, like, well, no, music is supposed to be traditional and organ, even though the organ is only a couple hundred years old,
right,
in terms of our liturgical expression. So, but then going back to, like, the biblical basis, no, in the Old Testament you have lyre and string and harp, the tambourine,
flute.
The flute, David dancing,
cymbals,
so the clashing of cymbals. So you have this notion of this big orchestra piece, but not like an orchestra like the way we think, but like a big huge party. And like one clear example from the Old Testament where you see this example of worship is David dancing before the ark. And so, like, David who's dancing before and it literally says that the Spirit of God alighted upon David and he danced for joy, even so much that he danced and his clothes fell off, or at least they slipped. And he supposedly shamed himself to all the king. That's what his wife, McCall, will tell him, is that you shamed yourself. But he's like, no, I danced before the Lord without shame. He's like, in your eyes, I'm shamed, but not in the eyes of God.
I'll be even more undignified.
Yeah, I'll be even more undignified. So this expression of authentic self, which is devoid of shame, and especially connected to kind of this style of worship. And in the Protestant Church, worship and music is highlighted a lot more, because in our Catholic tradition, we obviously focus upon the Eucharistic expression, holiness. But it's not completely like this type of worship and this type of expression is not completely without its biblical basis. I mean, you have very strong biblical basis, especially in the Old Testament and in the traditions and in the musical style of the ancient people of Israel.